Okay, hello. Welcome again to the Shining Light Yoga online classes. In today's flow, I'm going to invite you to have a block with you. So just placing that towards the top of your mat. If you don't have a block, again, using any kind of prop that will be supportive underneath your hands. So I'm going to invite you today to start in Child's Pose. So when you're ready, coming towards the back of your mat with big toes touching, take knees wide if you like. You can place your block underneath your forehead, and stretching the arms out in front. Taking a couple of deep breaths, starting to build the awareness of the lower belly. Breathing in and expanding the lower belly into the thighs. As we exhale, softening. Maybe pushing down into the pads of the fingers. Feeling the arms active, swaying the hips a little. And when you're ready, walking the hands over to the right hand side as we stretch down the left side of the body. Drawing the left hip back, keeping the shoulders evenly away from the floor. Walking back through center and then taking the hands over to the left. Long deep breaths down the right side of the body. When you're ready, on an inhale, coming back to center, hands shoulder width apart into our child's pose. Then on an inhale, rolling up onto all fours. So we're going to work with internal and external rotation of our hip today. So once you find all fours tabletop, I'm going to invite you to take the right leg out behind you nice and long. And take a bend into your knee, trying to keep our hips square, and externally rotate first by taking the knee out to the side. Then we're going to internally rotate the hip by taking the knee behind your left thigh. Then we're going to square it off again, and then draw the knee into the chest and push the floor away around the back. Inhale, leg nice and long. Exhale again, bend the knee. Taking the external rotation, take the knee out to the side. Internal rotation, square it off, and then hug it into the chest. Beautiful. Take the leg all the way back behind you. Place the toe to the back of the mat. We're going to drop the heel over to the left. You can stay here if you like with both hands to the floor. You can make a kickstand by taking your bottom shin out 45 degrees. When you're ready, we'll take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Maybe practice your balance by keeping the toe in line with the ankle, or hover that bottom left knee off the floor. Work with your strength. Where do you want to be in your practice today? When you're ready, back to all fours, and we'll work through some cat-cows. Inhale as you lift the heart. Exhale as you round. Moving on your own breath. Coming back to a neutral spine on an inhale. Coming to the other side as we take the left leg out behind you. Again, take a bend in the knee to start, and then take the knee out to the side. Slide it back behind you, internal rotation, square it off, and then hug it into the chest. Take it back nice and long. Exhale, bend the knee. External rotation, take the knee out to the side. Internal rotation, take it behind your right thigh. Square it off, hug it in. Beautiful. Inhale, take the leg all the way back. Place the toe to the back of the mat, drop the heel over to the right. Again, maybe kickstand the back shin out a little. Or practice the balance by keeping the shin in line with the left leg, or push down through the hand and left foot and hover the right knee off the mat. Deep breath. Smooth, steady breath. Again, when you're ready, make your way onto all fours, tabletop, and move through cat-cow again. Inhale as we lift the heart, exhale as we round. When you're ready, neutral spine. We're going to walk our hands out into melting heart. You might choose to place your block underneath your forehead or your chest. Or maybe you let the forehead rest down to the floor if that's comfortable for you. Trying to keep our hips stacked over our knees. Just breathing into the upper back, into the chest. Keeping the arms nice and active. No pinching or pulling. Take the hands as wide as you like. Be comfortable in your own body. When you're ready, we're going to slide forward and through into Sphinx, keeping our elbows underneath our shoulders, press down through the tops of the feet into the mat so the kneecaps lift off the floor, beaming the heart forward as we draw the elbows back but against the resistance of the mat. When you're ready, lowering all the way down on an exhale, taking our left arm out wide, coming into broken wing. Keep the arm at the height of the shoulder, rolling over onto the left hip. Maybe take the right foot behind the left knee if you like. Maybe stack the feet if that's more comfortable for you. Remembering this is a shoulder stretch, so we want to try and feel this through the front of the chest. We're going to be here for a few breaths, so invite yourself to be nice and soft. When you're ready, rolling back over onto the belly, and we'll take the other side as we take the right arm out wide. Rolling over onto our right hip. Again, you can choose whether the left foot goes behind the right knee, whether the feet are stacked. Long, deep breaths. Enjoying this moment on your mat with yourself. When you're ready, rolling back over onto your belly, pressing up onto all fours and back into child's. Let's stay in all fours. Let's do some cat-cow. So we round the spine. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, press the floor away. Tuck the tailbone. Beautiful. So we can do that same movement we did before, taking left leg out to the side. External rotation, internal rotation. Square it off and hug it in. Again, lengthen long. Bend the knee out to the side. Across behind you. Square and to the chest. Take the leg all the way back. This time we're going to pulse a little forward and back. Just warming up through the calf muscle. And then when you're ready, we'll drop the heel over to the left, taking the right arm to the ceiling. And again, you choose whether you do the kickstand, focus on your balance or strength. You can add a little more if you want to, like I have here. Kick my leg out to the side. When you're ready, coming back to all fours. Cat-cow, move through the shoulders, the lower lumbar spine, circles if you want. When you're ready on your inhale, we find a neutral spine. We come to the other side as we take the left leg out long, bend the knee, external rotation, take the knee out to the side, internal rotation, take it behind you, square it off, hug it in, knee to nose. Again, leg long. Bend the knee out to the side, behind you, square, knee to chest. Beautiful. Leg back, toe to the mat, and then again pulsing forward and back a couple of times. When you're ready, drop the heel over to the right hand side. Choose a variation that is comfortable for your body in this shape, whether you're using the balance, adding a little strength into the shape. Depends on what time of day and what you've done beforehand. When you're ready, back to all fours again. Just moving through again, some cat-cows or circling your spine, whatever feels comfortable for you. And we're going to walk the hands forward again as we start to come into melting heart. Maybe finding a little more depth this time, bringing the chest maybe a little closer to the floor, or again using the block. When you're ready, sliding forward and through into Sphinx Pose. Press down through the tops of the feet, all 10 toes touching the mat. Kneecaps are lifted. Heart beams forward, chest is open. When you're ready, we're going to take the arms behind as we find a variation of Shalabhasana. Maybe interlace the fingers if you want to. Rolling the shoulders up and back. Back of the neck nice and long. When you're ready, plant the hands next to the ribs, up onto all fours, and now into Child's Pose. When you're ready, tuck the toes, lift the hips, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. And as you're ready, walk your way forward to the top of the mat. Inviting you today, when you practice Ardha Uttanasana, your half lift, bring your hands under your shoulders. So bring them forward and then exhale, fold soft into the knees. Inhaling as we come up. Exhale, hands to the heart and Tadasana by our sides. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale as we fold forward and down, soft knees. And again, bring the hands forward under the shoulders for Ardha Uttanasana. This keeps the weight moving forward in the feet. Exhale as we fold, step back into plank. You might choose to drop your knees or you might lower to the floor. I'm going to practice Chaturanga Dandasana. Up to you, your flow. Maybe upward facing dog or cobra pose in your own time, meeting back in downward facing dog on your exhale. Deep, steady breaths in, soft into the knees here. Really engage with the thighs as we hug the lower belly in. Deep breath, press the floor away. High onto the tiptoes as you're ready. Take a breath and make our way to the top of the mat, whether you walk, step or jump. Ardha Uttanasana with the hands forward. Exhale as we fold. All the way up to standing inhale. Hands through the heart to Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale as we fold. Again, Ardha Uttanasana, hands forward under the shoulders. Exhale as we fold, step or jump back. Practicing a couple of rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Meeting back in downward facing dog when you're ready. A couple of breath here to feel into the shape. Make any little adjustments that are comfortable for your body. Take a bend in your knees if you want to. Be nice and soft here through the backs of the legs. Steady breath. When you're ready, high in the toes, bend the knees, step, walk or jump. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale as you fold, all the way up to standing, inhaling, exhaling back to mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale as we fold down. Inhale, half lift, hands forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump. Find your flow, the shape that's comfortable for you. Long, deep breath. Exploring the edges of your breath in your body. Take your time. When you're ready, on your inhale, taking the right leg towards the ceiling. And again, we're going to practice that internal external rotation. So bend the knee, take it out wide, cross it behind, square it off, and then hug the knee to the chest. Stay in downward facing dog and see if you can bring the knee towards the nose, but using the lower belly. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, take it out to the side. Take it behind your left leg, square it off, and then hug it into the belly. Really use the lower core muscles as much as we comfortably can. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to tricep, shoulders forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Place the foot between the hands. Take a breath. And then on an inhale, we'll roll up to Crescent Lunge. Take a moment, breathe, feel into the strength of the legs, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Maybe bring the hands to the hips for stability as we bring the weight forward onto the front foot and draw the left knee up in towards the heart. Take the left knee out to the side. Bring the hands into prayer if you like, then slide your left ankle on top of your right thigh for open eagle as we start to sit down. Keeping our heart lifted, sits bones shifting towards the back of the room. Just focusing on the breath and stability. We're going to use our right hand to pistol grip our left big toe as we inhale, coming up to standing. We're going to move into a twist out to the left. You can keep your leg bent if you like, or extend it forward if that's comfortable. Try not to hike up through the left hip. Try to keep dropping the left hip down and the left big toe rolling inwards. Releasing the left leg, finding warrior three as we take the left leg behind you, hands to prayer at the heart. Again, drop the outer edge of the left hip, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, and then gently place the left toe to the back of the mat. Inhale, Crescent Lunge. Maybe choose to come onto the ball of your right foot if you like. Lift the right heel for a breath. And then when you're ready, exhaling into warrior two. Taking a moment to feel into the legs. Inhale to center, and then exhale, warrior two at the back of your mat. Taking a moment, we're going to come into side angle when you're ready. And we'll bring our left elbow onto our left thigh and take our right arm towards the ceiling. Staying in this variation for the moment, just to find those little finer sensations in the body. Maybe aligning yourself to your structure. You might like to take the top arm into a half bind. This might mean that you bring it into lower back or hold on to your left thigh. When you're ready, inhale, take the left arm to the ceiling. Try not to think about reaching all the way back, but just lengthening that left side. And then we're going to shift all the way back to the front of the mat. So pivot through the feet. Left arm's reaching forward, right arm's going to reach back, and then we're going to switch arms on our breath. Inhaling, lengthening forward, exhale, sweep it back. Just changing from side to side a couple of times. Then when you're ready, this is where you might need to use your block or want to use your block. It doesn't matter whether you have your hand to the floor or not, but if you would like, left hand's going to come forward, left leg lifts, right arm towards the ceiling into revolved Ardha Chandrasana, our half moon. Long, deep, steady breath. Again, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Rotating the heart towards the ceiling, sometimes smiling. Hands to the floor. So we're going to do a little bit of a hop. So we want that back leg to be nice and active. It doesn't matter how deep your front knee is bent. Long, strong back leg. Hop halfway. Hop all the way. Right foot to the back of the mat. Place the left foot down to the floor. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, find your flow. Chaturanga Dandasana if you like, or to the floor for cobra. In your own time, meeting back in downward facing dog, taking a deep breath. When you're ready, we'll move on to the left side. Inhaling our left leg up. Again, take a bend in the knee so that external rotation, hip out to the side, internal rotation behind you. Square it off, hug it in, stay in downward facing dog. Inhale, three-legged dog, bend the knee, out to the side, over to the right, square it off, hug it in, use the lower belly to squeeze, push the floor away. Inhale, straighten the leg, exhale, knee to tricep, shift the shoulders forward. Inhale, three-legged dog, exhale, cross it over. Inhale, three-legged dog, knee to nose, place the foot between the hands, taking a breath. And when you're ready in your own time, inhaling, rolling up to Crescent Lunge. Taking a moment to arrive. Now remember, we're going to shift our weight forward, so you might bring the hands to your hips for more stability. Shifting the weight into our left foot this time and drawing our right knee up in towards the chest. When you're ready, taking the right knee out to the side, either point or flex the foot, whatever you like. And when you're ready, sliding our right ankle onto our left thigh and taking our open eagle. Sits bones shift back, heart moves forward. Long, deep breath. Keeping our drishti, our eyes nice and still for balance. When you're ready, left hand's going to pistol grip the right big toe, coming into our standing twist. So pushing down through the left leg to come up to standing, and maybe extending out through the right leg, maybe not. Ooh, I got the wobbles. My mind went totally somewhere else. All right, when you're ready, we're going to release the leg, take it all the way back for our warrior three, hands to prayer at the heart if you like. Again, so dropping the outer edge of the right hip down, inner thighs squeezing, and then focus on bending that front knee to allow the right big toe to gently land. Crescent lunge on your inhale. Again, maybe lift the heel of the front foot coming onto the ball of the front foot, and then opening out to warrior two as you're ready. Steady breath. Inhale to center, arms up. Exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat. Shifting sides. And then coming into your side angle as we're ready. Elbow onto the thigh for the first round. Taking our right arm up towards the ceiling, deep breath. Maybe that's your left arm to the ceiling. So left hand comes into the half bind behind as we inhale, lifting our right arm up towards the ceiling, shifting towards center and coming all the way forward back into that variation of arrowhead with the right arm forward, left arm back, and then using the breath to swap arms, swinging them forward and back. Excuse me. Nice. When you're ready, right hand's going to come forward again. You can use your block underneath your hand. Maybe your left hand is on the sacrum to keep the hips nice and square. If you're comfortable, you can take the left arm towards the ceiling. Strong right leg here. Deep breath. Nice. When you're ready, both hands to the floor. So again, bend the front knee as much as you need to get your hands to the mat. It's all about that back leg being nice and strong. We're going to use that as the lever. Push into the hands. Hop halfway. Hop all the way. Beautiful. Place the right foot down. Plank pose. On your breath, your flow. We'll meet back in Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. So this is our sequence. This is our flow. So you can add or take away anything that you like. When you're ready, I'm going to invite you to walk your hands to the back of the mat into a forward fold. And then gently rolling up through the spine, take a shrug of the shoulders. And maybe closing the eyes for a couple of breaths in standing, just pausing, being exactly where you are. So we've been in this isolation now for a couple of weeks. How does it feel for you today? Where's your heart? Where's your mind? You might like to bring your hands into prayer. For me, I really like to bring my hands to my chest. I feel a bit more of a physical connection to my heart space. Prayer makes me feel like I'm praying for something, but I'm not. I'm just looking for a deeper connection to myself. When you're ready, I invite you to drop chin to chest and roll yourself all the way down into a forward fold, then walk your hands forward into downward facing dog. And we'll do the sequence again. Inhaling, right leg to the ceiling, take a bend in the knee, external rotation, internal rotation, square, knee to heart. Beautiful. Three-legged dog, bend the knee, external rotation, internal rotation, into the chest, all the way up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to tricep, shoulders over wrists, inhale up and back. Exhale to cross it over, inhale up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, placing the foot between the hands. When you're ready, crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, and shift the weight forward. You can choose to bring your hands to your hips or not, hugging that left knee in, then take it out wide. Find open eagle. You might have your hands in prayer. You might reach the arms forward like I am, or you might choose to bring your hands down to the mat if that's comfortable. If you've got a flying pigeon and you want to go there, go there. And when you're ready, right hand pistol grips the left big toe into our standing twist. Deep breath. Releasing the leg, take it all the way back. Warrior three when you're ready. Beautiful. Big toe to the back of the mat. Land as lightly as we can. Inhale, crescent lunge. Maybe lift that front heel. Exhaling, warrior two. Inhale through center, pivot through the feet. Exhale, warrior two at the back of your mat. Side angle pose again, whatever variation you like. Again, maybe bringing that top arm into the half bind. This time maybe reaching the bottom arm forward, a little more core, but keep the hips nice and comfortable. Inhale as we lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the deep bend on the front knee first, and then pivot through the feet back to the front of the mat. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. And then as the breath moves, we switch arms. You can do this as we did before, or maybe you want to keep the arms out in front. Or maybe you focus on the shoulder blades and you inhale forward, exhale, cactus the arms. When you're ready, left hand comes down into Ardha Chandrasana, or our revolved Ardha Chandrasana, excuse me. Our half moon, this one's a little more tricky than the other. Variation. When you're ready, hands to the floor, hop it back, maybe 2 hops, maybe 1 hop. Maybe a 3-legged flow if you like this time. But finding your breath, feeling into your shape. Meet back in downward facing dog when you're ready. Other side. Oh, sorry, that's right. So into downward facing dog, inviting you to take 2 lion's breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm sorry. When you're ready, left side, inhale, left leg, take the knee out to the side, hug it in. Beautiful. Again, extend the leg, bend the knee, external rotation, internal rotation, square, hug it in, three-legged dog, left knee, left tricep, inhale, up and back, three-legged dog, exhale, cross it over, inhaling, exhale, knee to nose, place the foot between the hands, crescent lunge on an in-breath. We're shifting the weight onto the left foot as we draw the right knee up in towards the chest. I'm always wobblier on my left side, right knee out to the side, right ankle onto the left thigh as we sit down into open eagle. Again, you can have the arms out in front or hands to the floor. This is your practice. Make any little variations, additions, take away whatever you want. Left hand pistol grips the right big toe, coming into our standing twist. Long, deep breath. Left side is so much harder for me. Right leg swings back for our warrior three, hands at prayer at the heart. Maybe your arms are forward for your warrior three. Taking a bend into the front knee when you're ready. We're going to place that right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Maybe lift the heel of the front foot again. And when you're ready on an out breath, warrior two. Inhale as we straighten through front leg to the center. Exhale, warrior two at the back of the mat. Side angle pose. Hand to the floor if you like. If it's comfortable, top arm maybe over the ear. Into the half bind. Reaching the bottom arm forward, finding a little more strength and stability through the lower belly. Keeping the nice deep bend on the front knee as we inhale, taking the front arm up towards the ceiling, deep breath. And then straightening the front leg, pivoting through the feet as we come back to the top of the mat. Right arm forward, left arm back. And again, maybe you swing the arms forward and back like we did before. Maybe both arms forward and you stay static there. Or you cactus the arms on your exhale, focusing on the space between your shoulder blades. Beautiful. When you're ready, right hand to the floor on the diagonal away from your toe. Taking our left arm towards the ceiling, right leg is lifted. Both hands to the mat. We're going to hop it back, whether it's 1, 2, or 10 hops. Up to you, that's okay. Maybe there's a three-legged flow if you like. Deep breath. This time we're going to drop our knees and make our way back into child's pose. In your own time, I invite you to roll up into an upright seat. Taking a couple of breaths here as we just let some of that energy settle. I'm feeling pretty warm at this point. I'm not sure about you. If not, you can pause the video here and you can do another flow there if you like, repeating that sequence again. If you'd like to stick with me, we're going to take our right arm out wide. We're going to turn the thumb to the floor and slide the right hand in towards our back. It might land in your lower back. It might come to the space between your shoulder blades. Doesn't really matter too much. Then your left arm comes out wide, left thumb to the ceiling. Take the left arm up and then bend the elbow and place it down. Maybe your fingertips touch each other, maybe not. That's okay too. Long deep breath as we keep drawing the lower belly in, the lower ribs in, lengthening the spine. When you're ready, inhale to release. Roll the shoulders forward and back a couple of times to release any tension. We'll go to the other side, left arm out wide, left thumb to the floor, sweep the arm around and behind. Maybe it lands into the sacrum, the lower back. Maybe it comes up in towards the shoulder blades. Right arm goes out wide, arm comes up towards the ceiling, bend the elbow, right hand drops in behind you. Smooth, steady breaths. Feeling into this experience as it is today, without judgment. When you're ready to release, again, rolling the shoulders forward and back, inviting you to inhale up onto high kneeling. So we're going to take a lean through the body. So not thinking Ustrasana, not a back bend, but rather leaning straight back with a straight line. So hands into prayer, pushing down through the tops of the feet, a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, and long deep breath. Inhale as we come forward. We're going to step our right foot to the top of the mat as we come into a low lunge. Taking a deep breath. You might like to take your arms up. You might like to bring your hands so they frame the front foot, or you might choose to interlace the hands behind your back. Bringing the arms away from the lower back and then straightening through the right leg as we find Ardha Hanuman here. Taking the lean forward over the front leg. So you might choose to bring your hands down to the floor for more stability. Deep breath. Inhale as we come forward. Inhale the arms to the ceiling if you like, straightening the right leg, coming back to high kneeling. Again, taking the lean back, feeling through the front of the thighs, smiling on the face. When you're ready, inhale, come up, and we'll step the left foot forward into our low lunge, dropping the hips forward. Again, inhale, taking the arms up. You might like to bring the hands to the floor or interlace the fingers behind, opposite grip with the little finger on top. Taking the hands away from the lower back a little if you like, maybe a little bit of lifting of the heart. Straightening the left leg when you're ready, and then folding forward over the left leg. Little micro adjustments to work with the sensation of your body. When you're ready, inhale, come forward again, taking the arms up towards the ceiling. Whoops, nearly fell into habit. Coming back into high kneeling and sitting down. Nice long deep breath. So now I'm going to invite you into Usnamna. I'm going to invite you to step the right foot forward as we come into our lizard pose. So taking the right foot heel and toe a bit wider on the mat. So lots of variations in this shape. You can let your knee knock out to the side if you like. You might come down onto your forearms there. You might, I'm going to practice into a bound aeroplane is what I was told it was called. But so lifting the back knee up off the floor and bringing the forearms down to the mat to begin with. You're welcome to stay here if you like, and taking long deep breaths. Or maybe starting to slide that right shoulder underneath the right thigh behind the knee, arms out wide, maybe staying on the fingertips to challenge the balance, or taking the bind where we slide the right hand around into lower back and left hand slides into the right hand to drop the gaze, the drishti, as we do like when it's in any shape, will challenge our balance. So if you look back to your big toe, that will challenge your balance. You might like to take a little bit of an arm balance here as we transition, or you're welcome just to step yourself back into your seated kneeling posture again. Long deep breath. So we'll do the other side when you're ready. Shifting our left foot to the top of the mat. Heel and toe the foot out a little wider as we bring the hands on the inside of the front foot. Again, you might roll to the outer blade of that foot and let the knee knock out to the side and come down onto your forearms if that's comfortable, or onto your block, or whatever other prop you might be using. If you'd like to follow along with the shape I'm taking, then we'll tuck the back toe and we lift the back knee, coming down onto the forearms. Taking a couple of breaths into that left hip. And when you're ready, starting to slide the left shoulder underneath the left thigh, just behind the knee, arms out wide, onto the pads of the fingers to challenge with the balance to begin with. Maybe the arms out wide, and sliding that left hand around into the lower back, and the right hand then rests in the left hand for the bind. Again, that dropping of the gaze, dropping of the head, the drishti towards the back big toe, really challenges our balance. Working with little micro adjustments. Again, you're very welcome to just step back into plank pose here if you like, or coming into the arm balance. Taking the left leg out to the side, maybe the right leg hovers, step it back. Finding a child's pose when you're ready, a long deep breath. Let's release the arms back by our heels. Take a long breath as we expand into the back body. Inhaling as we roll up. So now we're going to start to move into Ostrasana, into Camel Pose. So I'm going to invite you for the first round. We're going to do 3. I'm going to invite you into the first round to tuck your toes and support your lower back with your hands. Pushing our hips forward as we've already lengthened through the front of the thighs, lifting the heart towards the ceiling, exhaling as we take the lean back. Maybe keep your hands on your lower back. If you're comfortable and you practice this shape regularly, then you might like to release your hands to your heels. You might like to jut your chin forwards and then let the head roll all the way back, no tension through your neck. And keep pushing the hips towards the front of the mat. Inhale as we come back up. Exhale as we sit down. Taking a moment, maybe closing the eyes if that's comfortable for you. Palms can face up in the lap. If you're like me and sometimes get a little bit of tenderness into the in towards the lower back, then maybe interlace your fingers on the back of the head, just dropping the chin towards the chest. So as we stretch the cervical spine into the back of the throat, this often has an effect into the low back as well and can feel a nice way to release any excessive tension. When you're ready, coming up into our second round. So again, you might like to tuck your toes again, or this time maybe keep your feet flat to the floor. Again, supporting your lower back with your hands to your back of your hips, or for some of you, maybe hands to prayer at the heart. Inhale as you lengthen the spine up. Exhale as we take our lean back. Long, deep, steady breath. Working with your back bend. Where are you feeling comfortable today? Lifting the heart towards the ceiling. On an inhale, coming back up through center. As we exhale again, coming back into our seated shape. This time, maybe if it was a little more intense, you might like to drop the head a little further. Maybe even press out through the low back, middle back, and upper back. Breathing space into the body. If you want to move into a child's pose and bring your head to the floor, of course, that's a variation you can take. When you're ready, I'll invite you into our third and final round. Coming up high onto our knees again. Again, any variation, whether you're supporting your lower back or hands at prayer. Pushing the hips forward, the feet are pressing strongly down into the floor. Take a nice, long, deep, smooth Ujjayi breath. Release the head if you like. Keeping the heart lifted, the hips moving forward. Deep breath. Inhaling as we come up. Exhaling as we sit down. Smooth, deep breath. Being with yourself exactly as you are today. When you're ready, into a child's pose. Taking the knees nice and wide if you like. Maybe the arms come out in front. Pressing down through the pads of the fingers. Long breath. When you're ready, inviting you to swing the legs all coming up and then swinging the legs all the way around out in front. Coming into Janashurasasana, into our head to knee pose. So I'm taking half Padmasana. You might bring the foot to the inner thigh. You can look back on our previous flows that explain the different variations of this shape and mindfulness of the knee and the importance of using props. And inviting you to keep lengthening your spine. Smooth, steady breath as we breathe down the back of the right leg. If you've taken half Padmasana like I have, then you might like to come into this variation where we just come up, keep the half Padmasana and take a bend into the right knee for a breath. And we're going to go to the other side, both legs out in front, and taking our right foot into the bend of the knee. So whether that the foot's on the inner thigh or again into half Padmasana, it's up to you. Folding forward over the left leg, keeping the spine nice and long. Of course, you're very welcome to round the spine if you want to. Let the forehead drop in. This is your practice. Really just feeling into whatever it is that your body needs in this moment. You're ready on your inhale coming up. And again, if you're in the half Padmasana, you might like to take this variation as we just bend into the left knee, place the foot to the floor just for a moment. And then again, both legs out in front. I invite you to take the legs out nice and wide as we come into our wide-legged forward fold. Rolling the hips forward. Again, if this isn't working for you and you're sitting heavy in the lower back, then take a bend in the knees or sit on a block. Again, this has been demonstrated in previous flows. As many of you from our community know, in my classes I'll often teach swaying from side to side to come forward into this shape. It just helps and feels nice in my hips. Maybe that's what you like to practice as well. Just come as far forward as you're comfortable. You might choose to keep your spine long. You might have a little rounding. Long, deep, smooth breath. You're ready on an inhale, walking the hands back in, bringing the legs out in front, taking a nice deep bend in the knees and rolling all the way down through the spine. Stretching out nice and long for a couple of breaths, feeling into the body. Drawing our left knee into the chest when you're ready and taking it up and over to the right hand side as we move into a twist. Taking our left arm out wide. I work with a bend in my elbow, but you can have the arm long and straight. Again, add in, take out, whatever you like. I'm here for a few breaths, so I invite you to really feel the support of the floor beneath you. Invite your body into a state of rest as much as you comfortably can. Observing if the mind is agitated without trying to label it good or bad, as being exactly where you are today. I know we keep hearing this all the time, but we are in this together. When you're ready, I invite you to roll over onto your right hand side. Left hand side, sorry. So rolling over to your left, so keeping that left knee out wide as it was from the twist. And then coming into a bit of a back bend. So either coming up into Sphinx Pose onto your forearms. I know there's a couple of you in our community that like to practice with straight arms, so you're welcome to do that too if you like. Keeping that right top of the foot pressing down into the floor as well. Long, deep breath. When you're ready, lowering all the way down. So I'm going to slide that right arm underneath as we move into almost the twist again, but rolling onto our backs. Legs can come out long, maybe hands rest on the body, letting that settle. When you're ready, drawing the right knee in towards the chest and then taking the right knee up and over to the left side. Again, taking our twist as we take the right arm out wide. Whether there's a bend in that elbow or not is up to you. Again, any little variations. Just feeling into the depth of the breath. Inviting yourself to soften, maybe a little smile on your face, just thinking about anything that might make you feel good. There's nothing wrong with trying to make ourselves feel good. Smooth breath. Softening around the heart on each exhale. Grounding and earthing ourselves. And then when you're ready, rolling over to the left as we keep the right leg out wide into that bent knee shape, the half frog, and coming up maybe into your Sphinx as you come onto the elbows. Remember that you can only come as high as you're comfortable. If you want to come up with straight arms, by all means come up with straight arms. If you want to stay down on the forearms, or even if you want to take it a little lower, take it a little lower. No pinching, no pain. Breath, mindfulness, all from a space of love. And you're ready on your exhale, lowering all the way back down. And again, sliding right arm underneath as we roll over onto our back again. Long, deep breath. Stretching the legs out, taking a little moment in this mini break, Shavasana shape, breathing. When you're ready, you might like to reach for your block. So again, we've been working a lot with the hips for the last couple of flows. So when you're ready, taking the block underneath your sacrum, whether it's on the medium side or low side, totally up to you, maybe not the high side. And we're going to walk the legs out in front just as far as they feel comfortable. There might be a bend in your knees, or maybe you have straight legs. We've been doing quite a lot in the last couple of flows that I've been putting out around the hips, because I feel that there is so much heavy energy at the moment. Many of us are sitting for longer periods of time. We're not getting out and moving about as much as we usually do. But it's also really base energy that we're thinking about. It's foundational energy around home and security and finances is where most of our mindset is at. So shifting a lot of this heavy energy. When you're ready, walking the feet in, we invite you into Viparita Karani, so you can keep the block on the low side if you like. Maybe take it up onto the high side if that's more comfortable. You might choose to keep your arms down by your sides. You might take them into cactus or over the head. You might take waterfall with the arms reaching towards the ceiling. And just inviting the energy to flow down through the legs, into the hips, and down towards the heart. Again, there should be no pinching or discomfort in the lower lumbar spine here. So making sure that the arch in your back is comfortable for you. Taking just a few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring the feet down to the floor. You might bend your knees, place your feet to the mat, lift the hips. Taking the block out from underneath, I'm going to come into our fish pose. I'm going to invite you to bring the thumbs towards each other. Place the pelvis down onto the hands with the palms facing down. Push into the hands as we lift up through the heart. So the elbows are pressing down. The toes are pointing towards the front of the room, it would be. And we're lifting through the heart space. The head rolls back. You're very welcome to keep your head on the floor if that's more comfortable for you. And when you're ready, release and coming down into Shavasana. Stretching the legs out, taking the feet as wide as you like. And finding smooth and steady breath. To stay on your back for a little bit longer. If you like, you might like to roll to one side and make some movement and come up into an upright seat. And feel comfortable to stay as you are if you like. I am feeling so grateful for all of you at the moment. Thank you for being a part